Welcome back. I hope both of Drew's subscribers are doing well. We have another box opening today. Let's jump right into it. Now, if this is the box I think it is, it has a unique item in it. A rather rare box. Yep, it is the box. So in here, we have inside the graded power display case box. Gotta pull this out kind of carefully. You'll see a 7th edition booster box. And the reason 7th edition is kind of unique is it is the very first core set to have foils. Now, that makes it quite a bit more expensive than all the other core sets. Actually, yeah, it's the most expensive core set, outside of revised and earlier. And mostly it's due to the foils. And the foils, it's interesting. These boxes are expensive because it is hard to get packs that are not weighed. So if you don't know any better, booster packs can be weighed to determine whether or not they have foils in them, right? Foil cards weigh more than non-foil cards. And technically speaking, any seller can choose to get a collection of packs, weigh them, and sell the ones that weigh the least under the assumption that they are keeping the ones of the foils. Now, first of all, I just want you to be aware that that exists. No, I do not do that. In fact, I don't ever keep or really open up any of my sealed product. I keep it sealed, so I don't really have an incentive for doing it either. But when you get a booster box, that can't happen, right? The box is sealed. You will get inside your right distribution of foils. And so that gives these boxes a premium, and that's the point I want to make, is these booster boxes are rather expensive. It's going to be a little hard to get this out, it seems. Oh, it's, yep, taped to the side here. Be very careful. Don't want to peel a seal or tear the seal at all, because this box should be not only near mint, but pure mint. At least it looked that way in the photos. So that's why I want to take this out to really get a good look. Because I have never seen, well, it doesn't look pure mint, I will say that. I see a little bit, but very little. Alright, so that is just seal. There's no damage there. It's a little hard for me to see through the camera here, but I do see maybe the slightest of little indentation there, a little nick on the corner. Okay, so it's not quite as mint as I thought it was in the images, but that is so far all I'm seeing, and for a box this old, that is very rare. I remember playing, I started a little before 6th edition, and 6th edition was my main core set that I got started with. And I remember being surprised at how quickly 7th edition came out thereafter, which was, I think, a year later. I forget the exact time that these all came out. And it's just, I'm laughing because the pace of product these days is so much faster that the fact that I was surprised at how quick the product came on out back in those days when I was playing just makes me laugh, because if it's 10x the speed these days, right? But I remember seeing 7th edition, and I thought it was a really cool set. I still have my heart in 6th edition. I think, you know, everyone kind of has their heart in what they started with. That's why 4th and 5th edition had a lot of people started back then, and the nostalgia for 4th and 5th edition are very high, making it some of my top-selling products. But 6th edition is going to be right up there. It's the cheap one to get right now, and 7th edition is expensive, but as we mentioned, that's the foils. And people want, you know, this is the oldest core set foil as you can get. So it's going to retain its value. It really hasn't even crashed with the MTG market crash that we've been seeing in sealed. It's maintained its value pretty well. And I expect that to remain the case in the future. And I think the downside in a box of 7th edition is really low. Again, all the sets that contain foils, having the boxes will give you a premium for that. And the old vintage ones, this is part of why I like the Urza's block so much, right? It was the first block of cards to come out in foils, and it's the last block of cards in the reserved list. So you're hitting like the perfect... Oh, and it's the most overpowered block of all time, right? So those three combined make Urza's always a really good pick. I will say the Urza's block has dropped a little bit in price. But again, not as much as the rest of sealed product really has. So like Revised, for instance, has really dropped, I think. So just kind of giving you an example of the pricier products that have dropped versus haven't. And I think there's a floor on all these old foil desirables in vintage sealed. So that's all for today. Not too in-depth. Just wanted to go over my nice, close to mint 7th edition booster box. Hope you all doing well. See you next time. Bye-bye.